Okay. All right. We here. No Mercy TV Live, NoMercyTV.com, Trap New York shit. You know what time it is, man. I am here with a very special guest. You feel what I'm saying? Y'all might be familiar with a few of his bars being at the beginning of my blogs. You know, he's part of a rap group. He got his own rap shit going on. He was a battle rapper at one point. And he just continues to try and elevate his career in different ways. Y'all see him doing music videos, et cetera, and he's just still keeping himself out there and active. I got my bro Corey Diligent.
Hey man, wow, what an intro, man. Shout out to No Mercy TV, Trap New York, man, Peso, everybody, man. I appreciate you having me.
Nah, not a problem, man. And I definitely appreciate the support you've been, giving to the channel, just in terms of, sponsoring. And it's not even just about that, because as y'all see, we got like a classic intro out of it. You understand what I'm saying? So it's been something. It's been a building process for both of us in terms of, me getting deeper into, better navigating YouTube, your music getting out there. Yeah. How's been the reception for your song being at the beginning of my blogs and everything? I know people been hitting you like crazy.
Yeah, it's been crazy. I'll tell you the craziest thing, Mercy, is that actually Lawrence from RBE hit me up. And he was like, man, what's the name of that song, in the intro or whatever. And so I sent him the video and the full song, of course. And, man, he really liked the song, man. You know what I'm saying? I know we were talking about before we went live, but I just left the face-offs at RBE, you know what I'm saying, for Max Out tomorrow. So, man, just shout out to ARP, RBE, and as you know, it'll be my first event live, tomorrow. Okay. You know what I'm saying? I know Lawrence is your man, and man, just good people just connected, man. It's powerful, man, for sure. But it's been a great reception, Mercy. And again, thank you.
Yeah, nah, not a problem, man. I just noticed, like, I peep my comments, people are mentioning it. I could be on a Facebook post and you'll comment and somebody will come quote the bars like trendsetters and stuff like that. So
yeah, for sure. That's love, bro. I appreciate it, man.
Nah, man, we definitely gonna continue building. Like, you somebody I really consider like a good friend, even beyond all of the blogging and battle rap shit. Like, we build on a regular basis. You feel what I'm saying? So, I'm just glad that we were able to use this platform to actually get something done. Like, when it comes to sponsoring and investment and stuff like that, a lot of people don't always get out what they put in.
Right.
You understand? Right. And I feel like with what we're doing, you actually are getting somewhere, with it. You know what I mean? So
you're right, Mercy. And with all due respect to you, I came in a fan of yours. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate that.
I don't know if I shared the story how I got introduced to No Mercy TV and everything, but just real quick.
Let's talk about it.
Years back, you did a blog on one of Arsenal's cars, the UW car. It was one of like the first cars he did, like before Hollow and Lux and all that. And when you did the recap blog,
the Gramercy one in New York that they did.
Okay, in the Gramercy. Okay, that's what it was. Okay. Well, when you did your recap, man, I just like your viewpoints and how you broke down the battle in each round. It was just something different. You know what I'm saying? And man, from there, man, I just, got in tune with, the Trap New York and what you were doing with No Mercy TV. And man, I just been a fan, man. I was first a fan. I'm not ashamed to admit it. You've done a lot of good things for the culture. And I don't know how many people tell you and your wife thank you for what y'all do, man.
Nah, we definitely try, man, and that's always what it's been about, like helping to give a platform to put people on. You understand? Like, I was a rapper myself when I first
started. Nice with it. I seen your video. You nice with it.
Nah, I appreciate that. And a lot of people don't know that. Like, that was my first thing in getting on the internet. And when I was first doing music, right, I was doing my shit in terms of releasing stuff on the internet. And I even got to a point where I was getting paid doing features and stuff like that. And I just was seeing how many hungry up and coming artists that there were. Like, I was new to the internet, so I didn't know all of these different artists, people in Ohio and Alaska and Hawaii. Like, it was rappers everywhere. So I wanted to build a platform where I can help, benefit those artists.
Yeah.
And this is why we're here today. This is why the Trap New York falls in line with the No Mercy TV objective, because it's all about helping put people on.
Right. And you just a solid dude too, Mercy. I just like the way you carry yourself. Again,
I appreciate that.
You're a husband, and I know you're not a father as of yet, but I know in the future, you're going to be a great father. And,
definitely.
You just stand on your own too, and you're a solid dude. And you see it, through your blogs and your interviews. I saw your interview with Swave and IP, on the Restore Order podcast. Shout out to Swave.
Those my guys,
rest in peace to PH. That's a fact.
Definitely RP.
Yeah, rest in peace to Sean Price too. So I just like the way you carry yourself, bro. And I just like to do more projects and more things with you in the near future, and whatever we can do at Black Box Divine Sons at 8 a.m. to help No Mercy TV, man. All you gotta do is say a word, man, and we there, man. We really rock with you, man.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that for real. So let's get into your story, man.
Yeah.
Let's get into your story, because the more that we build and continue along this this path, I see more and more people start to say that they remember you from different stuff back in the day.
Right.
So let's talk about it first. Were you a battle rapper first, or were you doing music?
I was actually doing music first. I'm gonna kind of go a little further back. If I can go to my middle school days, I attended middle school with Kris, Kross, and Young Dro, and actually elementary school with Kris, Kross as well. I met them in 4th grade. So that's where I started my rapping and my musical motivation. When Kris Kross made it with Jump in '92, and I know you're familiar with the song Jump.
Oh, that had the city going crazy.
Yeah,
everybody
the whole
wearing their clothes backwards. And,
Well, when Jump came out, we were in 6th grade at Bunch Middle School. So when the videos out and everything, they would still come to school. Still went. They were
from the South
before they made it. You know what I'm saying?
So they were from the South. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So we were wearing our clothes backwards before Kris Kross made it. You know what I'm saying? It just, when they made it big and they put the style out there, they just really coined it. You know what I'm saying? And actually, Chris Smith, Daddy Mac, the light-skinned gentleman, he's the one who gave me my rap name, Diligent. Yeah, so shout out to Chris Smith, and rest in peace to Chris Kelly, the MAC.
What made him give you that name?
We go back to 4th grade, man. And then, like I said, in 6th grade, I met Young Dro, and all of us were cool. So we crossed out and warm it up and all what they did. That's what motivated me and Young Dro to start rapping. And then Dro made it with T.I. with Grand Hustle with Shoulder Lean in 06. So that's where the foundation comes from, man. It definitely started in my middle school days in Atlanta, Georgia, Bunch Middle School. So shout out to Kris Kross and Young Dro.
So let me ask you this. It's actually 2 questions bouncing off what you said. For one, why did they name you Diligent? Why did he name you Diligent?
It was just something off the cuff, Mercy. We were in the studio, and then he was like, I said, I was thinking, I need another rap name, because I was just going by CP, Corey Prewitt, my government. And so Kris just right off the cuff, Mercy, he was just like, man, you should rap on a name like Diligent or something like that. That's exactly what he said. And I was like, Diligent? That's not a word we use every day, at least not during this time. It's like early 2000s, And so I defined the word, looked it up, man, being hardworking, always being prompt. And that was kind of in line how I was in school and with, jobs that I had. So it just fit, man. I was like, Diligent. And then, like I said, the Corey part is my government. So I just add that on the front for this album that I know we're going to talk about. But yeah, that's where it came from.
Okay. So let me ask you, with being aligned with people like Kris Kross, they make it. Young Dro, he makes it. Is it one of those things where it makes you feel like, okay, it's going to be my turn eventually?
Oh, definitely. It was almost like a snowball effect. It was like, I'll get a little deeper into the to answer your question. So Kris Kross made it with Jump in '92. That was the first thing. And then Dro came with Shoulder Lean. But before then, if you're familiar with Bobby Valentino, Bobby V was in a group called Mister. They had a song called Blackberry Molasses. I think they played in the Tupac movie right before he was shot when they did the Tupac movie. Well, Bobby and I played baseball together, Little League baseball together. So it was almost like Kris Kross in '92, Mister in '96. Then, Polo the Don went to middle school with us, too. I know he's a popular producer. Then Polo the Don made it. Then Young Dro made it. So it was like, man, it's getting close, you know. All my homeboys around me making it. So it's just really motivating. You know, you have what we call haters out there who kind of take that and be jealous. And I just never been that type of person. I've always been a congratulatory person. I'm happy for all their success, and it just motivates you to want to go harder. So I just use it as motivation, most definitely.
Okay, so in terms of music, like, what was your style like at first in terms of rap? Like, did you have to get coached into like how to make songs? Were you the person that just you could rap, but you don't know about choruses and bridges and stuff like that? Like, how was it early on for you?
You're right. That was me right there, Mercy.
Okay.
I graduated from Morehouse College in 2001. So when I got to Morehouse in 97, that's where Divine Sons comes in. Now, I know you're familiar with Divine Sons with the Absolutely No One with the intro. But that's where we were called Divine Mind Entertainment, DME. And so Dan Johns, who's one of the members of Divine Sons, he and I stayed in the same dormitory, Graves Hall at Morehouse College, and he had a computer. He could rap. Like I felt like he could have been signed back in '97. Like he was just that good. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I really was under his umbrella, and I would just watch him in ciphers, and he was just so commanding. He had that voice and he had that presence, you know. And there was another guy, ANON the GRIOT. ANON's the other half of 8 a.m. You know, I know y'all see it on the banner when you do your blogs. Well, ANON and Dan were like the freestylers at Morehouse. Everybody knew them. And, you know, they freestyle like Common came to Morehouse. They freestyled with Common in the fight. You know what I'm saying? And so that's where it really started, you know, for the whole freestyle and the battling thing. You know what I'm saying? Because Dan Johns and ANON would battle all across campus. They would battle it over at Clark and, you know, other schools in the AUC. So that's where it really started from.
You know what's crazy? That is crazy because I never would have thought Atlanta had like a scene like that. But that's similar to how it was here up in New York. I went to school with, I don't know if you're familiar with Charles Hamilton.
Yeah, I know Charles Hamilton. Yeah.
I went to Frederick Douglass with him, and he was one of them guys.
My high school was Douglas High School. That's crazy.
Wow, that's crazy.
For sure.
But Charles Hamilton was one of them guys that used to go around to different schools and battling. Like it was a thing for us.
What?
Like,
Charles Hamilton?
Go around different schools and battle, and you know, some of them would lead to fights, of course, but you know, that's a whole different story. But it definitely was a heavy thing to just go around, whether you're going to different hoods, going to different schools. Like battle rap has always been a part of just like young culture. So I never knew Atlanta, you know, was kind of going with the same thing. You feel me?
Well, to piggyback off what you said, Mercy, what happened was, and I know you're familiar with this guy, Reggie P. I know he just won the top bull. Shout out to him. Yeah, I know he just won the top bull tournament. So shout out to him. But Reggie P was out here killing folks, man. I'm telling you, Mercy. Reggie P been doing it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people getting on the Reggie P now, but Reggie was out here in the early 2000s, a young dude out here killing. So they had a thing on Hot 107.9, which is our hip hop station down here. Back in 2002, it was called the Freestyle Friday competition, and it was within the 6 to 10 segment. And you had to battle off air to win a chance to win the battle on air. You know? And so I won that 10 weeks straight. At first, I would beat the first guy, lose to the second guy, wouldn't get on air. But, you know, guys like Sonny, I know you're familiar with Sonny. He was a 106 and par champ. I'm not sure. Yeah, you know, I battled him on 106 in his last week.
We're going to talk about that, too. We're going to talk about that, too.
Sonny's from Rochester, you know, with Sawyer Boy and all them from. Well, Sonny and I battled on the radio like 3 times even before 106 in 2005. So after my 10-week reign, after I retired, then Reggie P was right behind me. He and I ended up battling on MC War, but Reggie P was like the champ for like a whole year. Like there's footage out there. He freestyled for the game, and the game took his black wall chain off and gave it to Reggie P. You know, if you haven't seen it, I'll send you that footage when we get off. But yeah, Reggie P been out here doing it. So that for me, that's where it really started, right there, Hot 107.9 with the Freestyle Friday. And then I met guys, I don't know if you're familiar with Issues. I met later on, I met D-Rect later on.
Okay.
He was battling, you know what I'm saying? A Sonny Bamboo, he was battling down here. There's a whole bunch of cats, man, you know. But that's where, to me, that's where the foundation started. And then Dredge the Beatnik also had a freestyle competition called the Mike Club Freestyle Competition at Apache Cafe. So those two things, that was our foundation for battle rap in Atlanta.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So when do you start actually battling on camera?
Okay, that was Grind Time. So what happens is, and I know you're familiar with it, Mercy. Grind Time started in the West Coast. And so I would see guys like Disaster, Thesaurus, Immaculate, Awkwards, you know, all these guys, FLO, all these guys battling on Grind Time, even Arsenal when he battled Awkwards. I know he's from Jersey.
Yeah.
You know? And so I was like, man, this is something new, something fresh, you know. And you know, this is pre-URL, you know, pre-RBE, you know, pre-King of the Dot. So
Yeah.
and so I was into Grind Time. So then I saw Deuce and Chris Petty start a Georgia division. And I was like, oh, I gotta go audition, man. I gotta get out there. It was out in Marietta. And shout out Sid Vicious too. I forgot about Sid Lunacy.
Okay, I remember
Sid Vicious. So I went out and auditioned. So that was like, ooh, that might have been what, 07, 08, somewhere in there, maybe, when I started battling, somewhere in there. And so maybe 08, 09 once I think about it. You know, I got in a little later on. So that's how I started battling on camera in Grind Time. I auditioned, Mad Hills was there. And
so
then,
what was that whole what
Mhm.
was the whole audition process like? Like, who did you have to hit in order to get an audition?
Okay, well, going back to the video. Okay, so Deuce and Chris Petty did a video advertising auditions for, you know, Grind Time Georgia. You know, they want to start a Georgia division. So I think, and don't quote me, I think Deuce was the contact person. I think you had to hit him either on email, and to show you how long ago, I think MySpace was out there to show you how long ago it was. So you had to contact Deuce, and then Deuce put you down, give you the address, and then they gave you a random person to battle out there. And I battled a guy named Haven, I think his name was. And we both made the cut, even though it didn't matter who won or lost the battle, but we both made the cut because our battle was one of the best battles of the audition. So that's how it started.
Okay, so when you get your first booked battle after the audition, who was it against, and what's your mindset like going into it?
Okay, at first it was supposed to be Godzilla. I don't know if you remember him from Grind Time Georgia days. He battled Dirt and other guys in Grind Time who were popular. But
I'm not familiar.
okay, well, Godzilla. Okay, well, Godzilla was supposed to be my first battle, but then we had to postpone the battle and set it for another date. So it ended up being a guy named Beezy, Beeezy. You can, that's on YouTube.
He's from the Midwest?
Say it again.
Is he from the Midwest?
I'm not sure where Beezy's from. That was my first and only time meeting him. Saying I didn't have much conversation with him, you know, before and after the battle. So
that name sounds familiar though.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So but yeah, Beezy, light skinned brother. And so he and I battle, and my mindset was really just to go in there and try to be just the best, have the best performance of the night. I know we say performance of the night now. That was my goal going in, because by this time, that's when John and Sawyer Boy were there. They weren't there at first. They came in after me. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah, so they were in attendance, and you know what I'm saying? It was just a dope battle. I know you've seen it before, but yeah, Diligent versus Beezy on YouTube.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So after that, what's your journey like in terms of battle rap? Like, are you remaining on Grind Time? Are you trying to get to other platforms? Like, what's your overall goal with battling? Like, or do you have a goal even in mind?
Yeah, it was a couple of things. The first thing with battling was to reintroduce my career, because again, I did the radio thing. I did 106 in Park, and they had a show here called American Music Makers. It was a local show, very popular in Atlanta, by Arnell Starr. Rest in peace to Arnell Starr. And I won that freestyle competition as well. So, but my main thing was to try to adapt to being on camera, performing in front of a crowd, no microphone, no beat. You know, it was a big adjustment for me, you know, and I ended up being the first on-camera battle for Clean Paper. A lot of people don't know that. Clean's first on-camera battle was against me.
Wow.
You know? And I'm not taking credit for any of his success, because it was all his success, all his talent. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Clean. And but when Clean came in, then nobody know who QP was. It was just this guy, this other guy named QP, because we had QP from SONS with Conceited and them. And they like, who's this guy QP? And man, when I saw him perform, I knew he was gonna be a star. And I always tell people I battled the toughest QP because no one had battled him on camera until I battled him.
And that's Jay Roan from you know Jay Roan.
I know Jay Roan.
Remember that.
Yeah.
So all right. So and we skipped the part basically because it slipped my mind that obviously 106 in Park would be before this.
Yeah, right.
So,
nope.
How did you get on 106 in Park?
Oh, that's a crazy story there, Mercy. Okay.
Let's talk about it.
Okay. So you know my affiliation with the Goody Mob. Okay, shout out to the Goody Mob. Well, Cujo Goody of the Goody Mob hit me up and he said, hey man, you know, they trying to get more Southern talent on 106 in Park, because I know you know this. You know, they would get talent from Philly, you know, New York and Jersey.
Yeah, they were real East Coast based at one time.
Yeah. And so they want to get more people from the South to start coming up, because, you know, by this time, you know, Southern music kind of had started, you know, getting into play, and it was gaining popularity. So they want to get some Southern battlers. So Cujo hits me up, and the lady name was Lynette Grantfield. She was like the casting, I guess, director for 106 in Park Freestyle Friday. And so Cujo had me meet him at the dungeon, and he was like, man, what you think about being on 106? You know, and I was like, yeah, I'll do it. And then Sonny was a champ at the time. I knew Sonny, and I said, yeah, that would be dope, man. And then that would be the 4th time Sonny and I battled. So, you know, it was just, you know, we could retell the story down here, and you know what I'm saying, and you know, get another battle in. So that's how it happened, man. Cujo of the Goody Mob, he made the call, and next thing I know, I was on stage on 106, and I was the first Atlanta native to appear on 106 in Park. So I'm very proud of that.
So how did that battle go? Like, what? First of all, did you win or lose this battle?
I lost that battle. But if you ask me, you know, I'm being honest, I think it was a tie. I think I got the first round, Sonny got the second round, and then there's no third round, so they just go off the 2 rounds, you know. But it was a dope battle. But Sonny ended up winning the battle. He ended up retiring 7 weeks, and actually Jermaine Dupri signed him. He came out and gave him a So Death chain. You know what I'm saying? So to see Jermaine again, we don't know each other personally, but I was able to converse with him off camera and tell him, you know, I was Kris Kross friend and everything. And it was a dope convo and just a dope experience, man, for sure.
Okay. So what was the overall feeling like to be able to, you know, for this to be, was it your first time traveling for a battle?
Yeah, it was. That was my very first time traveling to New York. Yeah. And my first time traveling. Yeah.
How were you feeling about this whole process? Like, you're about to get on the flight, you going to the Mecca, the place that's hailed as the biggest hip hop scene at this time. So what are you expecting? How are you expecting things to go your first time out here?
Well, what's crazy, Mercy, is that, you know, when I got on the flight and, you know, and everything, I already kind of knew I was kind of like at a disadvantage. And I know, you know, it's just like right now, if a battle rapper goes to their opponent's hometown or backyard, as we say, you know, you're at kind of like a disadvantage because, you know, that person's popular in their city. They're going to have their folks out there. They got the crowd. So that was kind of like the feeling. It was like, okay, I'm going. I hit a 106. Okay, Sonny been the champ for 6 weeks, so they know Sonny. It wasn't like when we battled, you know, on the radio. You know what I'm saying? Where it was kind of like an even playing field. Like they kind of knew both of us. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, I just went in there and I was like, you know, at the end of the day, whether I win or whether I lose, I just want them to know that Atlanta was in the building. You know what I'm saying? And I was able to, and I actually had on a black box. I had my black box shirt, not with the dice. We had spray paint there. You know, we just getting started. So when you see the footage, I have on a black box spray painted shirt, my name on the back. So just to get, you know, the black box name out there, you know, and everything. It was just a dope experience, man. And again, to be the first Atlanta native, man, you know, that's historic, you know. So every February 4th, we always revisit, you know what I'm saying, when we did 106, Sonny and I. So, yeah, that was 15, 16 years ago.
Okay. So, you originally started on Grindtime. Now, what are things like for you when Grindtime folds? Because that was a huge...
man. Okay, so what happened is when Grind Time was kind of like, you know, going down and everything, URL had already started. You know, they already had their first card with Hoffa and Rex, you know, and I know you know that card, S Factor, Miles was on the card, Rich Dollars, everybody, Cortez. So that had already kind of started. And then I saw people going over to URL, Cortez, Hollow, Soulcon, good friend of mine, Soulcon, just everybody who was in Grind Time going to URL, you know. And so I was just like, man, I'm gonna have to do, if I want to continue battling, you know, because I just didn't know if URL were accepting Southern rappers like that right off the bat, you know what I'm saying? And so fortunate enough, man, Milltown Blow started Spit That Heat, you know, not to, you know, fast forward too far, but man, I got to salute Blow for starting Spit That Heat, man, and starting in Atlanta, because I know he's from Milwaukee, but for him to come to Atlanta and start that, man, that really elevated my battle rap career, you know what I'm saying? Because everybody can't get on URL, you know how that is. Yeah,
that's a fact. So all right, so when Grind Time folds, where does that leave you?
At first, when they fold, I wasn't battling. I was just still doing the music thing. And then I was just trying to see what was going to happen. Maybe if someone would hit me up for a battle or, you know, anything, maybe a smaller league, you know, anything, you know what I'm saying? And then, like I said, I was out at, just to give you a quick story. I was out at South DeKalb Mall because T.I. was performing out there. T.I. and I went to high school together. Shout out to Doug High School. And rest peace for Lunt Johnson. But T.I. was performing out in the parking lot out there. And so I was going out there to get some signed for my wife for Christmas, you know. And so so when I go out there, Blow was out in the mall and he recognized me. He said, yo, you're diligent. I said, yeah, what's up, man? He said, I'm Milltown Blow, Spit That Heat. And I knew about Spit That Heat because Bricks Belvy battled on Spit That Heat. I think he battled a guy named Maniac or Manic or somebody like that. And Mickey Fats host the battle. So I was vaguely familiar with him. I said, yeah, my man Bricks battle over there, you know, and everything. He had me come out, and man, the first person I saw battle was Mr. Mills, man. And I actually co-signed Mr. Mills on camera. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, this guy right here gonna be something. And look what Mr. Mills done. So shout out to him, Gary, Indiana, man, for sure.
So, all right, you eventually get to battling on Spit That Heat. So how long was it in between the Grind Time battle and the Spit That Heat battle? Like how big of a gap was that?
I would say about maybe 2 years, maybe. I think it folded like 2011, maybe somewhere in there.
Yeah, I want to say around there.
Yeah, and then my first Spit That Heat battle was 2013. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it was probably about like a year and some change, 2 years. And then I battled on right there on Spit That Heat, man, against T Riffit, which is also on YouTube, Diligent versus T Riffit. And then that's why I met T Top. Like T Top wasn't even the T Top we know now. He was just you know, getting started. I think he had done the UW stuff already, if I'm not mistaken. But you know, that's why I met T Top. I met Bad News was there. Automatic Ray, I knew him from Grind Time, but he was there. Polo, Waverton. It was just a whole bunch of people, man. Cannon the Beast. Yeah. So that's how. So to see all these guys now, where they are now, like I remember, like before they made, you know, that top tier status, Trez, Chef Trez, Bridge, Rothstein. It goes on and on.
All right. So what I want to do before we get to the Spit That Heat battles, right?
Okay.
The 2 years that you took off, were you just solely focused on music?
I was still watching battles though, because I'm still a battle rap fan. So I was still watching URL, the Summer Madnesses, Summer Madness 1 and 2. I know you were there live, you know, in the building. Wow, that's crazy. You were there Summer Madness too. Wow. But yeah, I was still a fan, man, you know, and still watching and just, man, hoping. I was like, man, maybe somebody hit me up, but if they don't, I'm still gonna be an advocate of the culture, still support and everything. And then, man, just to see what battle rap is now with guys like yourself and Kris and Angry Fan blogging, it's crazy. People getting paid to battle.
Yeah,
it's crazy. It's like,
but what I mean is in terms of the music, like is in terms of your craft, like you're not actively battling, so is music your sole focus?
Oh yeah, definitely. I was able to drop a couple of projects during that time. Mercy, I dropped my project, SWAT Land. It was actually my second project, that I dropped during that time. And then I dropped my third project, which was Legacy. You know what I'm saying? So I was, to answer your question, I was solely focused on music because I still wanted to keep that creative drive going, just in case if I did get a call or return back to the battle ring. I still wanted to keep those creative juices flowing. You know what I'm saying? So to answer your question, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So and I remember this era because I want to say this particular time, this is when Dat Piff and all of the online sites start.
Right. Live mixtapes. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. So when you get to Spit That Heat, what is it like in terms of the conversation for your first battle over there?
Well, when I get there, I ain't gonna lie. They were kind of on T Riffitt's side because they knew T Riffitt. I think he had battled on their platform before, and this was my debut. So the cool thing about it was kind of half and half. Like they were kind of going for T Riffitt starting out, but it was still that grind time. It was like a mixture. Like you had PG Skillet, who still, who was a grind time guy. Again, Automatic Ray, Sawyer Boy was there, John was there. So even though I think most of the crowd was kind of going for T Riffitt starting out, going into the battle, I still have a support system there. And then not to mention my Black Box brothers were there and, other friends and everything. But yeah, that's how it was going in, man. It was definitely it wasn't grind time at all. It was a street feel. Yeah, it was definitely an adjustment process for me.
Okay. So take us through this time in terms of you being on Spit That Heat. Was this the only league you were battling on?
No, actually I battled on DontFlop as well. DontFlop had I don't want to say an Atlanta division, but they would do events down here and they called it DontFlop ATL. And that's the same card where K-Shine and Sharon had their interaction. I was on stage when that happened.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So
wow.
So I actually battled on DontFlop against Q Morgan. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Q.
I'm familiar.
Yeah, me and Q Morgan battled, and I don't know what happened with DontFlop. I'm not sure what happened with and everything, but they ended up taking the battle down, man. And I really did good that battle, and Q did too. That was a dope battle, man. I would love to get that footage back some kind of way. Yeah. So other than Spit That Heat, I battled on DontFlop as well.
Okay. Yeah. So let me ask you this. What do you think might have prevented you from making that next level? Like, at this time, PGs are starting to go crazy. Everybody from Spit That Heat done not only had a PG, but also elevated. Trez, Briz, T-Top, Dad News. Like, Spit That Heat, I give them credit for basically doing the same thing that Trap New York and We Go Hard was doing.
Right. You put a lot of people
breeding ground. Facts. A breeding ground for talent. So what do you think prevented you from, getting to that next level along with everybody else?
I just think, and I know you know this, Mercy, I'm older than a lot of the battle rappers, in the league, you know what I'm saying? And being one of the older battle rappers, I felt like I already had my run doing the 106, doing Hot 107.9. I think that was my prime right there. And I'm just being honest with you and being honest with myself. Okay. And, battle rap had changed, by the time I got to Spit That Heat. And even though I did good at Spit That Heat, I think I won all my battles. I think I had 4 battles on there, if I'm not mistaken, 4 or 5 battles. And, but I just think it was just time for the new generation. And I just felt, I kind of like, and I know they say this about Sway too, my bro Sway Silver. I kind of like want to be kind of like the gatekeeper. Like, that was kind of like my role. Like, you bring a guy from training, they call it training day. When you bring a guy from training day, let me battle him. Let's see if he got it. You know what I'm saying? And if he got it, then we'll put him on the main stage. So that's was kind of like I wanted my role to be. I didn't want to be like the biggest star because I already knew T-Top and Trez were going to be stars. Like, you just saw it. I was there when Briz battled Lotta Zay. That's the battle that made Briz famous to me. Yeah. Like, that was. You just saw it. It was just an energy. And I know you may have felt that the same way with Show Off and Gems and all these guys that you put on through the Trap New York. Dot. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Okay. So it was just their time.
So did you just officially say, like, yo, I'm retiring, I'm just going to stick to the music? Like, was that a conscious decision for you? You just said,
yeah. retired and just, because, I got 17 battles online and, that's more than enough for me, and I just want to, sit back and, again, just be an advocate of the culture and just show my support by going to events like Max Out Tomorrow, sponsor channels like your channel, No Mercy TV, and just give that way, and then it kind of keeps my name out there a little bit, but that wasn't the sole reason. You know what I'm saying? I just love battle rap, bro. I just love battle rap. I just love the sport. And you know what I'm saying? And again, just to see what it's doing now to feed families and households, it's just a beautiful thing. People like yourself who are able to monetize off of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a great thing, bro. 'Cause I remember when we didn't have none of this,
That's a fact.
Yeah.
That's a fact. So, what's the plans going forward? I mean, like, it feels like in terms of music, you're definitely keeping active. Like, there's always new content from you, always new projects coming out. Like, what's going to be the goal just in terms of music? You want to get a deal? You want to stay independent? Like, what's going to be, that whole journey for you?
You know what my ultimate goal is, Mercy, and you kind of had a hand in this, and I'll tell you why. When you shout out 8 a.m., you always say 8 a.m. music. Always. We never said 8 a.m. music until you started saying it. So I give you credit for coining that phrase.
Wow.
When you said it on Restore Order podcast, when you shout out, the shirt and everything. And I said, you know what? I want to start 8 a.m. music. Like, it's still going to be Black Box. It's still going to be Divine Sons. But Mercy, it's so many younger cats out here in Atlanta who I know and just going out to live, events and everything. They got so much talent, man. I just want to, just offer my help to them. So my long-term goal, I want to start 8 a.m. music, me and ANON, and put on, acts, you know what I'm saying, who just can't, get that that recognition or get that attention that they deserve for their music. I want to break that glass ceiling for them. You know what I'm saying? That's my long-term goal. But until we get to that point, I'm going to still do my music thing, still drop projects with Black Box and Divine Sons and 8 a.m. Still continue to support you in any and every way that I can. And you know what I'm saying? We just going to, as you say, we're going to keep it lit, as you say. So
Definitely. Definitely. Sure. So, before we get out of here, just tell them all of the stuff that you got going on right now, all of the recent projects, what's coming, like, what you got going on for yourself.
Okay, well, I'll start off with my project. I'm actually rocking the shirt now. I don't know if you can see it, but Corey Diligent, you know what I'm saying, is out. I dropped it on March 25th, which is my wife's 40th birthday.
Happy birthday to her.
Yeah, for sure, man. Shout out to, Queen Diligent. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I had to drop that on her birthday, man. She's been just and this being a married man. Man, behind a strong man is a stronger woman, bro.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? And then they
He's literally behind me right now.
Yeah, for sure. And they really are the backbones, you know what I'm saying? And I don't think the wives and the girlfriends, whoever get the credit they deserve. And she has been a driving force just in my career, period. I couldn't have done nothing without her. I'm not ashamed to say it. So shout out to Nikki on that. So yeah, Corey Diligent on all platforms. My first single, Timeline, is out on YouTube. The video's out. Timeline, Corey Diligent. You just YouTube it. Also, Divine Sons dropped their project, The Beautiful. And you hear the song in the intro, the No Mercy TV blogs, Absolutely No One. The video's out. You can YouTube it. We also have what's the other thing? Seeds. That's the other video we got for Divine Sons. We have Maxine by Divine Sons, all off The Beautiful project. And it's on all platforms. Plex Long, he has 2 projects. He's a part of Divine Sons. He has a growth season and 2020 vision. He dropped 2 projects in 2020 on all platforms. ANON the GRIOT, who's the other half of 8 a.m., he dropped Alchemy, ALCHEMY. It's on all platforms along with 8 a.m. in the morning, which is on my hat. And y'all see it on Mercy's banner, you know what I'm saying? As always, Diligent and Honor, 8 a.m. in the morning. Another Divine Son member. He has Champions Don't Die on all platforms. He'll be dropping Face Punch in a couple of months here, and also Champion theme music. So you can get the Hunch Punch Champ. BBE in the building. Hey. And that brings me to Face the Truth, my man. Face the Truth, BBE General, man. he has no cut cars on all platforms. So all the Divine Sons have solo projects, and then we also have the Divine Sons projects. So you can go to Divine Sons, DIVINESUNS, 2 words, .bandcamp.com, and we have a total of 5 or 6 projects on there, and you can download them, listen to them, and
I'll make sure everything is in the description.
And I appreciate it, bro.
One thing I do want to ask about, because I found this to be very interesting. This is the first time I've ever seen this before.
Okay.
Y'all have a music video that y'all did via Zoom.
Yeah, that's absolutely no one. Yeah,
I thought that was the dopest thing ever, because it's like with quarantine and COVID going on,
right?
You can't really link up and gather. So it's like y'all shot all of y'all footage through Zoom, and it's edited into a music video.
Yeah, Dan Johns, man, I gotta give him credit on that one, man. Yeah, he hit us up, and that's what he wanted to do. That's the vision he had, and so all the sons just took the idea and just created their own, video segment for the video, and we sent it all to Dan, and Dan edited it up, and that's what you got. What's on YouTube now? Absolutely no one. And again, thank you so much for allowing it to be the No Mercy TV theme song, man, for your blogs, man. We really appreciate that.
Nah, no problem, man. And it's just been great building with you. I think we definitely reached the year at this point, and it shows, just in terms of the growth and all of the changes throughout the channel. Your elevation, more people getting to know you, people from back in the day who remember you, still being in tune. So I think it's just a dope journey overall, and we're gonna just continue building.
Hey man, I appreciate it, Mercy, and man, I look forward. I know we have COVID and everything going on, but when all this stuff clear up, man, I love for the Trap New York to have an event out here. We'll come out and support you, brother.
Matter of fact, we working on something for Atlanta.
Oh, okay.
We're gonna be out there
too. This seems like this it's been the place for a lot of battling. Bullpen is down here, ABR is down here, RBE do events down here, URL do events down here. So we definitely welcome the Trap New York. Definitely with open arms.
Appreciate that, man. So this is another episode of No Mercy TV Live. Shout out my bro Corey Diligent. Make sure y'all get in tune with all his music and everything he got going on. And we'll be at y'all soon, man. No Mercy, Trap New York shit. NoMercyTV.com. We out of here.
ATL Swats. Yes, sir.